Hey guys, I'm going to build a smoke stopper. I've got a few parts here. One of them is a bulb. It's a 3157 bulb, and that's a two-way bulb. So there's a high beam and a low beam. The reason why I'm using this is because I can actually use the low and high beam. The high beam is 27 watts approximately, and the low beam is 8 watts approximately, and it's a 12 volt bulb. So it'll work with most of my 2S, 4S LiPos. I've got some ends here, and I've actually got a pigtail right there that came from a hoverboard. So we're gonna go ahead and see what we can do. Okay, where do we start? I think we could start with this thing. Essentially what we have to do is we have to solder it to this. Now I could pull these things out. Actually, the outside, I don't know if you could see that clearly, but the outside is the high beam and the inside is the low beam. Now, essentially what we want to do is we just want to install this on the red side, or the positive side, and we'll be doing 2 leads. That's why I have these wires as well. And yeah, let's go. First thing I'm going to do is solder these things up. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do this first. So I'm going to throw this in the rack here. So we're going to do, this is the high beam, the XT60. I'll have XT30s for the low beam, which are the inside. So let's just solder that up. What we're gonna do is cut this approximately halfway. Give you a little extra wiggle room to play with. This doesn't have to be perfect. This doesn't have to be a lot. What gauge is this wire? I don't even know. I haven't looked at it. That's 16 gauge wire. Just expose that a little bit. May as well get the other one while we're at it. Alright. Cool. Alright, let's just tin that up a bit. Better turn that soldering iron on. And my solder has flux in it already, so don't really have to flux it up or anything like that. Alright, we're good to go. I'm just going to put a dab on there. Alright, that should be good to go. Take this thing off. Alright, so the outside. Gonna put a dab of solder on that so this goes by easier. I'm actually gonna, yeah, I'm at 400 degrees Celsius, so this should be nice and quick. Ooh. Maybe I do need some rosin, some extra rosin on there. Some flux. It's nice and sticky. Nice and sticky. Okay, so the outside, or this one, is actually right, or the other side, the negative is on the other side. And, oh, actually, sorry. We are going to want to use this. So I'm going to throw some solder on there. There's a nice bead. Get the other side. Put that down there. Eventually. Alright. Not super concerned about how this looks because I will be covering it up. Alright, so that's the red lead. Good, good, good. So that will go like that. Great. I'm going to... My snips are gone. I broke them the other day. That'll be fine. Okay. Where's my end piece? There's my end piece. Okay. So, I do want to throw... Just give me 1 second. I need some shrinks. Here's my shrinks. Alright. So this red goes over here. Load that thing out. Gonna need some more. I like filling those up a lot. Oh, hold on a second. Trusty heat shrink. You gotta put that on. Warm it up. Nice and melty. Alright. There's that. This will go over it. Don't drink on me. I shouldn't have done that. I will stretch it over there in a bit. So, the other thing that we want to do, oh, I didn't prepare this, is put this one in, the negative lead. Put my shrink on. I'm not going to throw a bunch of solder in there, so I don't need to. When you're soldering, it's a good idea to get as much of the copper, if you're using copper wires, touching the metal as possible, because there's a little bit of resistance in solder. Okay, let's put that thing in there. Go on it a bit. Go on solder. I'm just gonna give it a little bit more. You guys probably can't see this very clearly, but it is what it is. It'll be easier to see it when you do it yourself. Okay, I just want to drop this solder down just a smidge. It might melt like that. Good enough. good enough. Alright, so that's it. That's a circuit right there. Now, got these things. What do I want to do with that? I'm just going to cut it off. That's what I want to do. Because I could still use this and I don't want to desolder it. You know what? I am going to desolder it because new shrink would be easier. Where's that? Alright. New shrink time. Okay. Nice and quick. And I wasn't super happy with how that was flowing either. Okay, I'm gonna do this with my right hand. I am left-handed, so this is a little bit awkward. Nice and wet. There we go. Stiff. Okay. Cool. Cool. Now we have our shrinks on there, and we can get them over. I'm just gonna let it cool down first. Yeah, essentially this goes in between your LiPo and your quad, and what it does is, if you by chance are shorted out on the quad, what'll happen is this will start glowing, and this, because it is 26 watts, will only pass about 3 or 4 amps, enough to run your equipment, but not enough to really harm your quad. And yeah, it's just a good insurance policy for you. Okay. Alright, I am going to do something else. Sorry, I'm going to take these wires off, and the reason why is because I forgot one of my heat shrinks. I'm going to throw a black heat shrink on to protect all this stuff once I'm done. It doesn't have to be that big. I'd say about right there. There's a shrink for later. And it seems like I am redoing everything here. Okay. Fun. Well, that's the hobby, though. I find that sometimes I just have good days, and sometimes I have bad days. Oh, that was hot. Okay. I don't have any shrinks big enough to go over the bulb. So take this. Bye. There. Okay. So I got this in there. Alright. Let's try this again. So got that there. Touching this right here. There we go. There we go. Alright. This one comes up through as well. Let me dab this on here. Again, a little extra solder on there. There. That's good. That is good. So, next step is essentially, I should have measured these out before I started. let's go from there approximately to there. Alright, something like that. Right about there. I'm eyeballing it because I do not care how it looks. Now, the red should be about the same size. There we go. Get rid of those. This is about the same size, same gauge. So we'll take off the ends. Take off the end. I'll cut this in half. There we go. Take that off. Take that off. And we'll take this off. And this. Okay, so where are we at with this? Okay. Alright, so let's put some solder in there. Doesn't need a lot. Put that on there. Put some solder on there. Alright. We're going to stick this onto here. Alright. Hold on a second. Yes. That's good. This looked like a plus on that side. And that would have been a bit of a disaster. A bit of a disaster. Good. Alright, let's put the negative in. These little guys are quite easy to do. Throw some solder on there. That's enough to stick. And that's what I want it to do. That'll stick. I'm gonna toss some solder on this. I don't need a ton. Good. Alright, so that end, just verifying which end is going where. Alright, so that end goes here. So I will go on the inside there. Throw some solder on there. There's a little bit there, you can barely see it. Should have went like this. There we go. Ooh. Hold on. Let me use this. This is what I brought this out for. There's a piece. There's a piece. I will shrink this all later. Good. I like heat shrinking. Some people don't. I like the safety aspect. Some solder, please. And let's dab that on. Actually, I don't think that is where I want it. Oh yes, that is. That is totally where I want it. It is not where I want it. Because the positive leads are all supposed to be on the same side. So, okay. Yeah, that was where I wanted it. Sorry guys. That was where I wanted it. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter as long as it's attached to the inside there. Two on the inside, that is. I just want to put a little bit more on there. Good. Alright, so we've got this wire. We'll goo that up. That's nice. Goo up the other side. Alright. Looks good. So the red goes on this side. There's some. Grip that a little harder, please. All right. So the next thing, before I forget, is to get some more heat shrinks. There's one. There's two. Oop. And it is over there. Okay. What we're going to do here, that's the wrong color. There's the right color. Gotta put that on there. And put some goo on there. Again, you don't need a ton of that. Okay, that's nice and clean now. So we are going to solder that on there. That's good. Okay. Now, where's that? There we go. Gonna put a dab on here. That's not much, but it'll do. Let's heat those together. That's nice and tight. Alright. So next step, to get this off. want this too messy. So I'm going to move this over like that. And solder it in here. You guys probably can't see. Ooh, almost forgot. Heat shrink. Okay, that is on there. I'm going to dab this into the positive terminal on the XT30. Alright. Good, good, good. Hey, while I'm here, I've got these things here. These are RX 5808s. They were part of a chorus project, but when I depinned them, I ripped off some pads. I don't know if you could see it. Anyways, if anyone knows how I could use these for anything useful, like maybe tap into something else, just give me a shout. Leave a comment. Cool, thanks. Alright, so what do we have here? Got a bunch of heat shrinks, which will go over the lead. This one's a little bit bigger. I'm probably going to end up taping that. Oh no, it is going in. Perfect. Well, not perfect, but I should say good enough. Good enough. Push that on there. Got 2 on this one. I might use some shrink on these wires just to keep them under control. But for this video, I'm just going to get it together. Scoot that in there. Scoot that in there. Okay, get in there. Alright, so what do we have here? We have a smoke stopper. This stops smoke. I guess I'd probably want to, I don't know, I'll figure it out. So one thing that I want to do with this, I'm going to get something. I let my heat gun out, and I told him if I need it, I will come get it. But I totally forgot about that, so I'm not going to go get it. I love these things. Bardwell was saying the other day in a video that I watched, well actually it was about a year ago that he posted it, that he rarely uses these things, but he actually used it for this exact purpose. So we'll let that warm up. So what I'm going to do is I am going to glue, or put hot glue around it, just to keep it a little more stable, and yeah. So what I'm going to do now is continuity test this. Alright, I don't know if you guys need to see that, but there you go. So, the black going to the black should trip out. The red should trip out. Okay. Same thing for the XT30. I should have tested the other lead on that. Make sure there's no shorts. I'll test these ones, make sure there's no shorts. There's no shorts. No shorts. Okay. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure I just verified this, but let's try it again. Just to be sure. Good, good, good. Yep. Yep. Okay. That's good. And beep. Perfect. So I'm happy with that. Now, the glue gun should be ready. Keep this heat shrink far enough away that it won't melt on me. Come on. mil. We'll give this a minute. I don't know if you could see that, but it was almost opaque when I put it on there. That means it's not ready. Okay. So what I'm planning on doing once this is done is just powering it up with the battery. Where's my battery? I've got a couple over here that we can test. Got some 2S. 2S should be fine. Throw 2S in there and then short it out and it should light up. Well, here it is. There's my 2S battery. The 3S, on the other hand, is not here. It is downstairs. Okay, there. See, look at that. Look at that beauty. Goo. This is goo too. Okay, this should prevent it from shorting out. Alright. I don't care if this... Kinda care. I kinda care. Okay. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to test this right now, and then I'll stop the video and heat shrink it, and then I will get back to you guys with the video. Actually, you know what? I will stop it and then go get my heat shrink gun and then finish it. Okay, so battery's pumped in, so you got to be careful with this, but essentially what should happen, and it might spark, I hope it doesn't, but it'll short out and the light bulb will go on. There's got to be an easier way to do this. There you go. Okay, so that's what would happen if it shorts out on your quad. You saw it light up. My 3S would be a little bit brighter. It'd be the other bulb. I'm just gonna look at that again because it's a beaut. I wasn't even paying attention to which one lit up. It's the big one. But yeah, anyways, so it's the one on the outside. The one that was lighting up on the 2S was the one on the outside, and you could see, well, whoa, camera. You could see that it is actually a little bit thinner, therefore less current goes through than the one on that side, which is the 27 watt, which would be used for 3S. So this thing is good for the Whoop batteries, 1 2S, and the XT60 will be used for my 3 and 4S. Now another thing you can do is actually wire 2 of these up in a row, or do 2 of them, and then you could use it for your 5 and 6S. These are 25 watt bulbs. Anyways, I'm going to stop it for now, and I will be back shortly with a heat gun. Alright, I'm back, and you may be wondering why this was here. Now, I actually just put it there to, look cool and everything, but you can actually use a Zippo for heat shrink. Now, the reason why I'm doing this isn't because I wanted to use the Zippo, but rather, my neighbor is gone. I don't know where he is. So, we'll use the next best thing. Or the first best, depends on what you like. There's good to go. I tell my son not to play with fire all the time, and then I go whipping my hand through it. Alright. Just run that underneath. You don't want to go too close. Don't want to get it too hot, is what I'm getting at. Not enough to shrink it though. That's good. Down my ends. Those are good. Is this the one that was done already? Well, that was the one that was done already, so of course it's good. That's the one that came with the hoverboard. There. We'll get this one. I don't suppose it's good for my camera either. AKA cell phone. Alright. Excuse me. Let's get this one. That's nice and tight. That's the technical word for it. Aha. Okay. I live on the edge. I'm going to keep that going. There. That's a little safer. I'm not super concerned about it, but keep it real, right? Heat shrink that. The crazy thing is, alright, thank you, Zippo. This suit will come off, but yeah, there we go. So there's one. I almost think that I should shorten this up a bit. You know what? That's probably what I'll do. Is I'm going to end up snipping these off. Let's do that right now, actually. Solder them together. Make it look nice. I'm going to grab a couple more pieces of heat shrink. Okay, what size will work for this? I think these will. Use some scraps. Actually, this will be good for both sides. Excellent. I'm not going to cut this, so I'm going to use this. Just on the negatives. That's good. And then that's good. Okay, so there's that one. And I'm going to have to go approximately parallel with those other wires. Approximately. Again, this isn't a perfect science, so I'm going to go to right about there. Good. Good. I'm going to solder the tips together. That's where this thing comes in. Super handy. Quick shout out to some of the other guys. There is Josh FPV. There's Dano Kruger. Campone. Is it Campone or is it Camp 1? Anyways, I don't know. And yeah, Spock FPV. These guys are local Regina guys and basically the scene. It is the Regina scene. Oh, need some heat in there. Come on. Heat up. Heat up, mofo. Yes, I'm old. Just gonna dab some solder in there. Connect it up real good. There's some other guys too, but I haven't connected with them on YouTube yet. Just trying to get those connections going. Let's move that out of the way. Alright, so that's a little bit shorter now. I'm happy with that. I want to do the same thing with this. Let's take this off. Oh, excuse me. Woo-wee. Alright, get that on there. That heat shrink. I have a sneaking suspicion that a lot of the stuff that I'm doing, I am doing off camera, and that wasn't my intent, but hey, it is what it is. So there's that. There's that. And I want to go right about there. Eyeball everything. That's not true. Don't eyeball your quads. Yeah, that's fine. That is fine. Okay, let's get that in there. I'll throw this in. What are these things called anyways? I'd call them, I don't know. It's not an octopus, right? I don't know what it is. Unplug the heat from that. These things, what are these called? Google would probably help me out. Google has helped me out a lot. Help me out with these bulbs that I'm using for this project. Sometimes I just don't know what Google does. Alright. So yeah, if you know anyone who wants to subscribe, just send them my way. It's kind of fun. Fun doing this stuff. Oh, I think it's almost time to eat. I will be in a couple minutes. Yep. Almost done. Just want to finish this first. Oh, there's a fire. Okay. Let's throw this through the heat shrink. I mean the flame. Alright. It's nice and snug. Got one more. Of course, you want to put that right about in the center, where the solder you want right in the center of your heat shrink. This will keep you safe. Look at all that soot. I kind of like the look of that soot, but it'll come off. Anyways, one thing that I did was put different ends on. At the end of the day, it shouldn't matter because the electricity goes through one way, either way. But I guess the fail-safe here is, well, if I went to plug this in, I'm not going to be smashing the tips. Alright guys, so that's about it. So, yeah, share this. I'll be posting it all over the internet, maybe doing a quick little edit and screen on the start, but thanks for checking it out.